Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue? The Gilligan's Island experiment. Shipwreck 100 people with vastly different backgrounds, wealth disparity, and personalities on a remote island. See what kind of civilization grows from it. Then do it 50 more times to check results against each other. Someone wrote a book about this. Basically, there are a number of case studies. You might find it interesting, look it up. They're called shipwreck societies. Edit: wow, this blew up during Thanksgiving. The name of the book is Blueprint by Nick Christakis. The link is here. Enjoy all, happy Thanksgiving. There's also an island in the South Pacific, Pitcairn Island, whose inhabitants, around 50, are the descendants of the mutineers of HMS Bounty. Their society. Basically lots of child rape, which, when brought to trial, included their lawyers arguing that they didn't know rape was illegal. The British government had to build a prison especially for them. I'd watch that show. I love survival dramas. The first 2 seasons of Lost was my perfect TV. I train gorillas in weightlifting, really see how tanked they can get. Boost them with steroids along the way. After that, I take my army of beasts, pump them full of cocaine, and let them loose in an empty shopping mall. Wanna see which stores they like and which ones they don't? You know, for science shit. Edit: I've had some fantastic input from you geniuses. To add, the gorillas will be trained in all beef up exercises, even though science is against me on this one. We're gonna throw some PCP in with the cocaine. Cybernetic hearts to handle the load of coke, yada, yada, yada. Thought I had more on this. Oh. And the mall is empty because I'm not a freaking murderer, you guys. Quit trying to kill everyone. Not all science is about death, geez. Jamie, pull that up. Edit: for the uninitiated. Those things to rip your dick off. See if a monkey tribe could become dominant over the rest by training them to make and use weapons and other primitive technology. Also interested in seeing if they would take their food knowledge and begin to expand an empire. So one thing they did learn about chimps is that they don't teach each other. They often are observers. A monkey see monkey do situation. Humans teach other, but we also have an inherent trust in others when we are young, so we trust what we are being taught is true. Humans as adults will teach each other and form ideally mutually beneficial relationships. It is what gave us a huge advantage in developing material cultures like stone tools being made in a similar pattern by different groups of people. We learn from each other more than other great apes than just when we are young. If one individual is taught to make a spear, it won't go back to its troop and it won't proactively teach others to make a spear for the benefit of the group, but the others who see it make a spear will make their own after watching the first chimp do it. I also read yesterday that they will never be able to learn to speak. Edit: for those interested in a great read, here is the Eli 5 post I was referencing. https://r/x/m5/comments/e2b5jh. I've always wanted to try to breed a winter blooming rose. Ethics are fine, but the cost of having that many roses in a hothouse and the decades of selective breeding most likely required to accomplish it would cost an astronomical amount, so I'm sticking with it. This is one of the most interesting replies I've read that isn't cruel or obscure. It seems so simple and achievable, yet I fully understand the ridiculous amount of money and work involved as you described it, to achieve the desired outcome. Have an Olympics where every single athlete is drugged to an insane level. I think it would raise what is possible by today's standards drastically. And then have an average person compete alongside them to show the disparity. Imagine Lane 1 use a bolt juiced up. Lane 2 Jim from accounting. Don't you dare underestimate Jim. I've seen him jog every Saturday morning. How long a decapitated head stays conscious. All we have are anecdotes that might have been exaggerated. I've always wanted a definitive answer, but you know, ethics. It's been done tilde 7 to 10 seconds, so you gotta start planning on your last words now. You won't have time then. My current is I'm going to head out. You won't have lungs, boss. Put a baby human and a baby lion in an isolated island with enough food and water, see how they interact. Actually, there was this place that had baby lions raised with puppies. The lions grew up afraid of the dogs because the dogs like to play and bark and whatnot, and that fear followed them to adulthood. So you had these huge lions that were scared of little yappy dogs, cause that is how they were raised. You can definitely train / raise animals to react in different ways. Edit, lots of questions and comments. I went back to see if I could find it. I think this may be it, but not 100% sure since it has been a while. http://www.bbc.co.uk/article/305355721. The article suggests that another factor is possibly drugging the animals a bit, but the zoo insists that it is their special training / raising animals with dogs. No videos that I am aware of related to this, sorry people. Feel free to Google around more yourselves. And for everyone who commented about this, yes, like Lambert the Lion. Edit 2, some people asked about videos of specific events, if they are related, but if you Google something about a lion kissing a dog you should be able to see something. Edit 3, what are y'all doing here? It's Thanksgiving, go eat some turkey and pie. Edit 4, I know that not everyone celebrates Thanksgiving or is in the US, but are you all trying to tell me that out of maybe 30 Kelvin plus people who visited this thread there is not a good chunk that is in the US? Comment 3 was for relevant people, why some people are acting as if I have dishonored their family, country and cow. Damn, that lion must have had a rough childhood. There is the pesky problem with babies being unable to survive without human interaction. That's what the lion is for, duh. To raise the kid. Haven't you read the Jungle Book? Humans mature a lot slower than lions. I guess the lion will just eat the baby human as soon as it can, and the baby human will be helpless. I don't think it would if it grew up with the child around. We should do an experiment to settle this debate. What if the lion was raised by a meerkat and a warthog? How athletes from different sports react to fight or flight. Even further, would they fight differently than others? Soccer players would throw themselves on the ground and play dead. UFC fighters just walking around killing all of the other athletes. Until the biathlon guy pull out his gun and start shooting. How would the world react to a mountain of 100 billion pennies for free in the middle of a major area? This sounds so dumb but is really fucking interesting if you think about it. I thought that said penises at first. Either way, I'd show up with a bucket and fill it to the goddamn brim about 500 times over the course of 24 hours. Imagine 100 billion penises for free. I'd want to see what a society of children would do on their own if they were alone from birth. Of course, adjustments would have to be made for when they were infants, but beyond that. How would they develop language, ethics, mythology, culture? And as they got older, how would they handle coming of age without adult role models? Though unethical, I think an experiment like that would answer a lot of questions about sociology, psychology, anthropology, and philosophy. It would be like watching the beginning of human society from scratch, with no external influence. Edit, yes, I have read Lord of the Flies, however that is a work of fiction. Edit 2, you guys have a lot of brilliant ideas on how to improve this experiment and a lot of true stories to make hypothesize on. I'm really enjoying reading this thread. Kill the pig. Cut his throat. Kill the pig. Bash him in. Kill the beast. Cut his throat. Spill his blood. There needs to be a lot of adjustments while they are infants, since they need more than just basic physiological needs. Affection is very important. There were actually an experiment conducted in 1944 where they tried to raise babies without any affection. They will wither and die, literally. Source, https://balls.fexcommunity.com/issue. That's really fascinating, thanks for the read. It makes me wonder if there's a sort of cut-off age that would be self-sustainable, like a group of 4 to 6-year-olds that are taught linguistics and have basic social skills. Of course physical needs are met, food, etc. When little Timmy's father spoke and said, about the boy, "We'll bring him up from other folk, without regard for joy. We'll rob the lad of love," he said, "and hugs and hopes and dreams, till all he thinks that waits ahead is not but what it seems. We'll shun and snub and scorn the kid." His father spoke with pride. "We'll see it done." And so they did. And Timmy fucking died. Near-death experiences, and what people see. So basically I'd want to kill a bunch of people then bring them back to life. I'm sure a lot of them wouldn't make it back. Ever seen the OA? No, what is it? CRISPR the absolute fuck out of some kids and make some next level humans that can run stupid fast and jump crazy high, then make the superhuman Olympics trademark and figure out what humans are really capable of. Edit. Oh shit, first gold. You and your offspring will be exempt from my CRISPR trials. This is very different from what I just read about winter blooming roses. Put them on every enhancing drug too to just supersize the results. Make Usain Bolt look like a toddler in a wheelchair made of toast.